Picking up exactly where the previous episode left off, Scandal, episode 75, dives headfirst into a storm of emotion, tension, and moral ambiguity. This episode proves just how layered and multifaceted the characters have become, how the show refuses to rest on its laurels. It's not just drama for drama's sake. It's a deeply human, often devastating, exploration of the cost of secrets and survival. Take Inoso, for example. His turmoil isn't just a reaction to the intense interrogation he's subjected to, it's a slow, unraveling confrontation with guilt, loyalty, and fear. The brilliance of the writing lies in how it resists the urge to paint him as a flat suspect. Instead, we witness the fractures in his moral compass. The moments where he genuinely grapples with what's right versus what will keep him safe. Even if you don't agree with his decisions, you feel for him. And that's the power of layered storytelling. Similarly, Lo's arc this episode epitomizes one of Scandal's most consistent themes. How far can someone be pushed before they lose themselves? His slow emotional breakdown is echoed by the claustrophobic environment of the interrogation room, tight shots, dim lighting, and mounting pressure that make each pause and glance feel like an explosion waiting to happen. His confusion feels real, not because he's necessarily guilty, but because he doesn't even know what truth they expect from him anymore. Then there's Potato. His storyline this week isn't just a subplot, it's a gut-wrenching case study in emotional deterioration. As the trauma and loss he's endured blur his judgment, his decisions start to feel inevitable, even if they're destructive. There's one moment viewers will know exactly which that delivers a haunting close-up of his face, revealing the turmoil beneath his calm exterior. The pain, the desperation, the vulnerability, it all collides in that one expression. And the choices he makes, they're not just game-changers, they're heartbreakers. The aftermath is going to ripple far beyond him. One of this episode's most compelling contrasts is how Potato's emotional spiral is set against other characters' calculated maneuvers. It's desperation versus control, chaos versus strategy, and in this tension, the episode finds its edge. Speaking of control, the show's exploration of power dynamics this week is razor-sharp. That unguarded moment teased in the previews. It's subtle, barely more than a word or look, but it hits like a sledgehammer. It shifts the room's energy entirely. And that's Scandal at its best, showing us that sometimes, the loudest revelations are whispered. In a world where everyone is clutching secrets, influence, and fragile alliances, this moment becomes the first domino in what feels like an inevitable collapse. Dialogue this episode is especially potent. What sounds like polite conversation is often laced with hidden agendas, veiled threats, and emotional landmines. Every line carries weight. Every silence, even more so. We also get a tantalizing glimpse of a new player in the game, a silent strategist, calm and collected on the surface, but behind her eyes, the wheels never stop turning. Her quiet manipulation and stoic presence are a chilling reminder that power doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, it whispers. She's a perfect example of Scandal's commitment to strong, multidimensional female characters. No stereotypes, here, just sharp, smart, and dangerous players who know exactly when to strike. And let's not overlook the supporting cast. This episode gives them real moments of substance. Characters who usually linger in the background are suddenly thrust into the spotlight, revealing cracks in their own facades. It's these smaller moments, an offhand remark, a knowing glance, that provide emotional balance to the heavier plots. They also reinforce a central theme of the show. No decision exists in a vacuum. Every action, however small, has consequences. Thematically, this episode digs deep into the burden of secrets. We watch as characters are crushed under the weight of what they can't say. There's a constant tension between appearance and reality, spoken and unspoken truths. The silence is suffocating, and yet it screams. One particularly poignant scene sees a character reflect on the cost of silence, and it hits hard. In Scandal, the truth is never clean, and silence is never safe. The episode matches its dark themes with a moody aesthetic. The lighting is low, the framing tight, the color palette subdued and foreboding. Reflections and mirrors are used masterfully, reinforcing the fractured identities and dual lives the characters lead. A standout shot, Luso walking alone down a dim hallway, visually captures his isolation more effectively than any dialogue ever could. The pacing is another triumph. The episode never drags. Instead, it moves with a sense of urgency, seamlessly transitioning between intense confrontations, emotional introspection, and shocking revelations. Even the quiet moments are charged with meaning. The script trusts the actors and the audience to read between the lines. And that trust elevates the entire experience. For long-time viewers, there are small rewards peppered throughout, callbacks to earlier episodes, repeated phrases, character echoes. It feels like the show is winking at those who've been paying close attention while still welcoming new fans into the fold. As the episode closes, we're hit with a cliffhanger, at a cheap twist, but the kind that recontextualizes everything we just saw. It's a decision, a reveal, a shift in power that makes you question who's really in control. It's the kind of ending that lingers, that makes you pause the credits, stare at the screen, and start counting the hours until the next episode. Final thoughts. Episode 75. The 14th of July 2025 isn't just a standout for this season, it's one of Scandal's most emotionally resonant and narratively tight episodes in years. It's a showcase of strong writing, nuanced performances, and thematic richness. There are no wasted scenes, no throwaway characters, and certainly no easy answers. The stakes are real, the consequences are inevitable, and the emotional toll devastating. This isn't just television, it's a psychological battlefield. Whether you're a longtime fan or a newcomer, this episode shows exactly why Scandal remains one of South Africa's most compelling dramas. Because at its core, it's not just about secrets and lies. It's about the messy, beautiful, painful humanity underneath.